All right, y'all, we are live on this absolutely beautiful Wednesday morning. It's a beautiful sunny day, and the roosters are crowing, the birds are shining, the sun is chirping. It's a wonderful day to go over some Bitcoin technical analysis, and that is exactly what we're going to do. I want to talk about why we experienced such a large move to the downside, and also want to talk about where I think things can go from here. Very important. What's going on, Steven Davidson? What's going on, Oven Punch? Let me just share this on Twitter. Guys, make sure to like the video. Make sure to share the stream. If you follow me on Twitter, I'm about to tweet it out. If you could retweet it, that would be pretty nice. As usual, if we can get this stream up to 750 likes during the stream, I will absolutely be giving away 0.025 Bitcoin, which at the moment, shout out to Thor, by the way, at the moment, 0.025 Bitcoin. Let's go and Google it, right? Google, the source of all knowledge. 0.025 Bitcoin. That's about $1,152.36. So, yeah, pretty cool. Pretty dang cool. I don't see a lot of YouTubers giving away over $1,000 to their viewers. So let's up the likes, y'all. Shout out to Bar None Off Grid. Shout out to Twan. Shout out to First Coast Crypto. Yo, Crypto Yacht, what's going on? Aaron Grierson, what's going on? What's going on, Thor? Did I already say that? Okay. Blessings to everybody in the name of Yeshua the Messiah, Jesus the Messiah. I do pray that everybody is blessed. Stephen Davidson wants to wax biblical today. Perhaps. I am known to wax biblical, as many people know. What's up, Logan Davis? Caravan Transport LLC. Yeah, I really hope we can get 750 likes. Yeah, guys, retweet the tweet I put out on Twitter. If you follow me on Twitter, it's in the description of the video. Let's get some people in here, get some likes. Let's see if today is the day that we can actually do that $1,100 Bitcoin giveaway. You know, any deals on the trading program? Yeah, there's still a 30% code, guys. There's only a few slots left. I think there's probably only like 1 or 2 left. But if you use the coupon code New Content Special, you can get 30% off. So CMC Guinness 1026. Aaron Grierson wants to go down some conspiracy trails. You know what, guys? We're going to have to keep it technical analysist today, because I do not want to get shadow banned, guys. You know, that's a big fear of mine in the Twitter space, in the YouTube space. Michael Vukelic, thank you for the kind words. Yes, it was a good day yesterday for me and the family. All right, guys. Well, let's get into this. Let's get into the Bitcoin price and what is happening. The first thing I do want to point out is the fact that we did indeed get a bullish divergence on the 1-hour time frame right here on Market Cipher B, which gave us this little move to the upside. And yesterday in hang on. Yesterday in the Bitcoin chat right here, well, the Bitcoin TA, I posted this update last night where, you know, I was looking for literally that exact thing to happen. I was looking for us to come down into this golden pocket right here at about 44,400 while we were printing a bullish divergence. And I made a little video update last night where really, let's see if I can find where I was looking for that. Yeah, so right here, right, I wanted to see Market Cipher B printing this on the 1-hour time frame. I wanted to see a nice anchor wave and then a higher trigger wave, but I wanted to see price come down right to this golden pocket. And that's actually exactly what did happen, and we got a nice bounce out of there. And I know a lot of people actually were able to capitalize on that long position. So shout out to everyone who did that. If you're in the Discord, give me 1 second here, guys. I do have to do something. Stand by for 1 second here. 1 second, just stand. All right. Yeah, we are back in action. And I just want to point out how well respected these fib levels are. They're so well respected. Last night, when we got this wick down here, this morning I was just looking at this in hindsight, noticing it's pretty crazy. If we pull our fib from this swing low to this swing high, must not be that swing low. Hang on, guys. If we pull our fib from this swing low down here to the swing high, we can see that we actually do get a bounce right out of the 0.65 level. And if we pull another fib from this swing low to this swing high, maybe, where was I? I was pulling these fibs from, here we go. Look at this. We pull one fib from this swing low down here to the high, and then we pull one fib from this swing low here to the high, and look at where we bounce. We literally bounce off of the 618 of one golden pocket and the 0.65 of another golden pocket. And if we zoom into a lower time frame down here, let's even come lower here to a 1 minute time frame and see if we can see anything. You know, in hindsight, I don't really see any bullish divergences here. That was a pretty intense bounce. Let me see if we had anything on the higher time frames. Personally, I did not take along here. I was not even able to watch the charts. But man, what a bounce! It happened so quick that we didn't really have time to print any divergences. But you know, what a level that is. And actually, that even is a level that I had been looking at, right? These lines right here, these white lines, are lines that I had posted in my VIP Discord literally, you know, the day before the dump, and this was one of the significant areas of support based on just finding a lot of Fibonacci confluence here. This is also a 382 level, it's also a 786 level, it's a 618 level, it's a 0.65 level. And so if you're planning out your trades, you know, the way I trade is I come to the charts and I ask myself this question. I say, self, you know, what trade would you like to enter? If I could have any trade in the world, what trade would it be? And then I just start pulling out fibs from places. And if I find that, you know, we have a 618, a 382, a 786, a daily level all in one spot, you need to mark that level and really just be aware that we could get a bounce off of it. So we came down, we bounced perfectly off of a fib level. And then earlier this morning, if we pull out our fib from, if we take it to a lower time frame, from this swing low down here to this swing high up here, we get a bounce directly out of the Fibonacci golden pocket as well. And then, to make things even more crazy, if we pull a fib from this swing low, if we pull a fib from this swing high down to this swing low, let's see here. We don't get a, I guess I thought we did get a bounce also out of this golden pocket, but I guess not. But around that general area is still acting as our resistance. It's just these fib levels are so nice if you are trying to plan out a trade and say where is price likely to pivot from. I mean, this one was really nice. This bounce, look at how we just wick right down into that golden pocket. Just, it's so perfect. It's so perfect. Just one wick, and then boom, get the bounce. Which, you know, this is what I mean, like planning in advance. Like I was looking at the chart, and I know a lot of people were too, saying, look, we have this golden pocket down here as our support. It was looking like we were that the 1 hour was gonna curve over and print this uneven butt cheek pattern, and thinking, okay, if we come down into there, then catch the long. So, you know, that's exactly what did happen. So where are we going to now? Well, I'm kind of I'm a little bit agnostic as to where things are going to go in the future. You know, it's a very significant area that we rejected, a very hard rejection out of that golden pocket up there, around that area. It wasn't exactly in the golden pocket, But the thing that concerns me about the future of the bull market is the fact that we put in an all-time high, we came down, put in a low, and then we come up to the Fibonacci golden pocket and get a very hard rejection off of it. And when that happens, it oftentimes, not every time, but oftentimes is a sign that we are going to continue in the downtrend, right? We were talking before this dump happened, we were talking about how this is such an important area of resistance, because coming above this area of resistance will signal to us that there's strength for us now to put in a higher high and continue with an uptrend. Because we had such a strong reaction from this level, it is possible that we dump down lower. And if we look at what happened from the all-time high to that first red candle, we came down about 20% in one dump, and we got a little bounce up, and then we dumped again. And right now, from this high here, we came down, almost 20%, about 19.5%, and then we got a wick. So although the wick does look bullish, bouncing off of the 382 fib level, which it is very bullish because of the fact that we did get a bounce off of this support right here, showing that what used to be our resistance for a very long time, and then became support. Then we lost the support. Then it was our resistance again. Now we just back tested that perfectly. You can see that nice flip from resistance now into support. But on the 3-day time frame, which is what I'm looking at, we still see money flow coming down. And on the 2-day time frame, we've got bearish divergences printing, right, where the price was getting higher up in these areas, and the momentum waves are printing lower waves here. So obviously we can come up from here. This is now our second so far, our second purple daily candle. So if we do come down lower, one of the main areas that I'm really looking at is pulling a fib from here to here. We've got the next major area of support, at least in my mind, is this golden pocket down here, this golden pocket right here, where this was a previous area of support, as we can see. This is like right around 38K, give or take. We also have a lot of other confluence around this 38K area. If we lose this support right here, that is a bad sign for more bullish price action. And the reason for that is because of this major level right here, this major area of resistance back in January, support in March, and then we saw it flip from support into resistance right here in May. And then before we broke out, it was a very strong resistance. We got a very strong reaction off this level. And now, of course, we can see it's being respected again. But if we do something like this, especially if we do something like this and then retest it, then I really think we're going to come back down lower. And if we turn on just some volume here and analyze, what's happening as far as volume goes, if we look at the range that we were trading down here, once we come down below, about 40K, give or take, it's very, very, very likely that we make it back down to the point of control of that old range, which lines up nicely also with this 786 fib level right here. So if we start to lose this support, I'm looking down to these areas for potential longs, but unfortunately that would make it on the larger time frames that we're officially now in bearish market structure. I mean, if we really do put in a high here and come down, that's not looking very good, and I would think we might come down even lower, right? Of course, it's all just speculation for right now, but really the question of how low can we go, this is a very important level, okay, around 42K. This is a very important level. If we lose 42K, I really do think we can come down into the 20s, because once we're trading back down in this range here, I would assume that it's likely we come down, we get a bounce, we come down, we get a bounce, and we come down and probably get a bounce from somewhere around here, And from there, I don't know. I just don't know yet because we don't have the price action to kind of predict these things. But on the upside, if this bounce is real and it is a bullish bounce, then we do have some pretty clearly defined areas of resistance above us. We have some pretty clearly defined areas of resistance above us where, we pull from high to the low. And for me, the next major area of resistance is coming in right around 49K. We've got the golden pocket right around 49K. The fact that we're unable to hold this 382 though is kind of bearish, but we do see Market Cipher B giving us this upward momentum. And so if I had to guess what was going to happen based on what's happening right now with Market Cipher B, the momentum coming up is showing me that the money flow is actually starting to come up like this. And because the higher time frames are starting to bottom out, like the 4 hour starting to bottom out, the 5 hour starting to bottom out, even the 2 hour printing bullish divergences, right, as we're coming lower. Is this a bullish divergence? Yes, this is a bullish divergence on the 2 hour, y'all. For this reason, I do think that eventually we are going to get a significant movement upwards, because the bullish divergences can only print for so long here before we get a nice move to the upside. So it is possible we come down lower, have one last big old FOMO dump before another bounce to the upside. But really the way I'm treating this now is I'm just marking my levels of support and then trading them if we get confirmations on Market Cipher. So if you do think we're going to come lower, let's say, for example, you think that we're going to come down to, let's pull out another fib here. We bounced off that that golden pocket right there. Let's say you think we're going to come down to the 786. And what you want to do is you just want to be watching the price. If we do come down here and then get, whoa, a huge dump, but you see that the 2 hours doing something like this, it's not financial advice, of course, but I would say that that's worth a long, especially if you're using good risk management. And of course, this is not financial advice, guys. If you do mistake this for financial advice, not only will you lose all your Bitcoin, but you will lose all your Ethereum, all your fiat currency. Your girlfriend's going to break up with you. Your boss is going to fire you. You're going to stub your toe on the dresser when you wake up in the middle of the night to get a drink of water. And it's going to make you go, ah, and then you're going to wake up the baby. The baby's going to start crying. Your wife's going to wake up. She's going to be pissed. She just nursed the baby and finally fell back asleep, and now she's awake again. And now she's going to be more upset because your girlfriend dumped you and you had a wife, and this is just a whole mess. You don't want to get into that, guys. You don't want to get into that. First Coast Crypto brings up a good point. Yeah, if you go long now, use low leverage with liquidation under the 30s. I think that's a good idea. Yep, you're going to burn your mouth on pizza. Burn your mouth on pizza. Yeah, 100%. Noel Johnson asks, so it's financial advice only for you, Noel, but for everyone else, no, it's not financial advice. Yeah, Helvetica brings up, probably a good idea to lose your girlfriend if you have a wife. Yeah. My thoughts on brown eggs, my chickens lay brown eggs. They're good. Yeah, Amesh, so, shout out to Kristen from Finland. I love Finland. What a great place. Yeah, so what caused the dumpage? Okay, so the other day, I actually made a video the day before the dump that premiered on the day of the dump. And by the way, guys, if you do want to learn how to do technical analysis, find those good trade setups, check out jasoncaspertrading.com, because this course will give you the knowledge and the skills you need to become a more confident, more profitable trader. This course has helped thousands of people change the way they approach the markets, because you could check out the testimonials, but basically this is everything I wish I had known before I started trading into a nice, neatly organized, systematic, methodical approach where we go through things in order so that you have the pieces of the puzzle in order and you don't have to learn a little bit here and a little bit there. Go through how I use Market Cipher, going over trading strategies that I use with a lot of success, and also risk management. Super important if you want to do this long term. There's currently a 30% discount in the description. You can check it out. Also, guys, if you want to join the VIP Discord, where I post my technical analysis on a daily basis and some of my trade setups, telling people what to look for and stuff like that to enter trades, as well as a great group of traders in there, all posting really good technical analysis. You can check out patreon.com/Jason Casper. But the other day, I posted a video. Let's go to youtube.com. Go to youtube.com and go to the Jason Casper channel. Okay? Go to videos and this powerful trading strategy with a high win rate. I posted this video basically going over a very, very simple market cipher strategy that is perfect for beginners. And basically in the strategy, I was saying that whenever on the 1 hour time frame we see a divergence, it's a great place to enter a trade. And right after I made the video, we got a divergence confirmed on the 1 hour time frame. And look at this. I mean, we printed divergence up here, and boom, that would have been an awesome trade. And then look at this. We get a divergence right here on the 1 hour. And this also would have made for a really nice trade. So you could have, just by looking at Market Cipher B diverging on the 1 hour, you could have made, I'm not saying you would have made this much, but you could have made 18% on the way down. And then you could have made about 4% on the way up. Awesome, awesome. And speaking of that, you know, I did mention last night that I did short from right up in this area here. Let's see. This is the trade that I did take. So my short entry was 52,800. I was posting in the VIP Discord. It was hard for me to time the exact entry, but because the divergences were forming, I knew that we were going to come down. The divergences were really forming here on the 1 hour time frame. We could see it was starting to print, like we were looking at it as it was starting to come up, as the wave was starting to come up. You could just tell that it wasn't going to have enough power to print a higher wave here. And every time we printed a higher high, we just kept coming down. And so I didn't know how high exactly we were going to come, but I shorted it a few times. So I shorted it once we came up above the 0.65, and then I said, right here, I shorted it again. So the first trade, even though I did take some profits on it, it was in a small loss because it was, I shorted it $400 too early, and I moved the stop loss to my entry. I took a small profit, got stopped out basically at a break even. The second time, that trade I just held it open, and that time it was, or maybe it was 3 trades I took, but whatever the case, I ended up shorting at 52,800, and that was a massive trade. So I am still in that short right now. And the reason why we got such a dump, well, can't really say it's the reason why we got such a big dump, but the reason we did get a dump is because we were seeing that money and momentum was leaving the market as the price continued to get higher and higher, and we saw these signs of weakness coming for quite some time. Really, from the whole time we've been moving up here, we see that we are getting the bearish divergence on the 4 hour, where money flow, starting so thick down here on July 30th, gets lower and lower and lower, and eventually we hit a resistance, a very strong resistance, and we got very, very strong bullish divergences. Even on the 4 hour here, we print a slight bullish divergence on this momentum wave, and just the cumulative effect of the price getting higher and higher as momentum is leaving the market, that's why we got such a dump. Now, is there other reasons, fundamental? I don't know. I don't really pay attention to that kind of stuff. But I do know that the charts will kind of tell us what is going to happen, especially Market Cipher will tell us what is going to happen. We will not know the degree to which it will happen, but we do know it will happen. Just as an example, look, we get a bearish divergence here on the 4 hour, shoom, we get a drop. We get another bearish divergence right here on the 4 hour, and boom, we get a drop. We get another bearish divergence Was this a bearish? That was not a bearish divergence. Right here, we get a bearish divergence on the 4-hour. Boom, a drop. Again, right here, bearish divergence. Boom, a drop. So, you know, it's no surprise that we got a dump here, but it is a surprise. This wick. In my mind, I think there's just a lot of high leveraged traders who were long at the top, and it was just a cascade of liquidations as we came down, and man, it's pretty intense, pretty intense. So take a look at Ethereum. Ethereum right now is actually trading in this descending triangle, it looks like, right? This is the 24-minute time frame. We can see that minus the wick, we found support right here, and then we also did find some support right in here. And it's interesting that we're seeing right now this diagonal resistance being respected. It's being respected. Let me turn off this trend-based fib extension right here. But with Ethereum, we also did kind of get some nice... We did get some nice bounces. We actually did not hit a golden pocket, but we did get a nice bounce off of a naked daily point of control. And if we turn on, do we have a... What other level did we have there? I'm not sure. Maybe we didn't have another level there. Let me check real quick. Could have sworn I remember there being another level right around that area as I was pulling fibs in hindsight. Okay, yeah, look at that. So we got a bounce right out of the golden pocket, which was also a naked daily point of control. Of course, this is now a clothed daily point of control. And then from that time that we got that initial bounce off of that key level, we've been kind of trading nicely. Pull fib from here to here. We didn't quite come down to touch that golden pocket, which was kind of a bummer. But yeah, let me come down to a lower time frame. Yeah, I was waiting for Ethereum to come down to that golden pocket in order for us to get a bounce. I guess maybe if you pull a fib from there to there, you could. I wouldn't have been looking for that, to be honest with you. I would not have been looking for that. But it is just interesting to see now we're forming this kind of a pattern. And so for Ethereum, I think we can. It's basically we're in the same boat as Bitcoin, right? They mirror each other, the way that they get their reactions and stuff like that. You know, if we go to a higher time frame right now and just take a fib from the well, let's take it from the low now to the high. Put on our 382. I would say that this 382 is a very important area to hold, because not only is it a fib level, but you know, if we just look at the volume that we traded here, let's actually pull it up here, the whole uptrend actually here, we can see that there's also like a very high volume node. This is the point of control, but then right under the point of control, there's a very high volume node literally right on this 382 right here. So again, you know, it's kind of in the same boat as Bitcoin, but if we cannot hold this support, then look, there's really not much under us for us to come right back down to where we were. This support, again, is very important, because look at the history here. Resistance, 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 and then nothing. And then it's slight resistance. We flip it into support. You know, if we lose this, there's really nothing there to hold us. So, but at the same time, Ethereum, the chart does look a little bit more bullish than Bitcoin does, because of the fact that on the higher time frames we don't have the divergences like we did for Bitcoin. Like, look at the Ethereum daily time frame. We see the momentum coming up. We also see the money flow coming up as well. So, you know, it's not really anything too bearish looking on the daily time frame, but you know, if we're going to zoom out a little bit, then we can see that money flow is still coming down over time as we put in a lower high, I mean, look, we put in our high, put in a lower high. If we do come to the monthly time frame, this, obviously the month is just starting. This did not look bad in any way. What is going on right now? Okay, nothing. This did not look bad in any way as we were coming up higher here. It actually looked like a really healthy uptrend minus this wick on the monthly time frame where we come up, get a retracement, and then come up, right? Who knows what's going to happen, but it's the same as Bitcoin. I'm just going to be looking for the levels and trading what Market Cipher says. Let me pop into the chat real quick here, see if we're still on. Yeah, we're still on. Cool. What's up, Crypto Puppet? I am doing well. Thank you for asking. I hope you're doing well too. Igor, yes, I meant bearish divergence. I switch my bull and bear all the time. I think I have Lex Dixia or something. Lex Dixia? What's that called? Sean says, I saw the bearish div on the 4-hour and on the daily. Was going to short, but I am new, so I didn't take it because we could have gone up as well. Yeah, that's true. So if you're ever not confident in taking a short, but the divergences are there, just use lower leverage. Yeah, I mean, of course, this is not financial advice, guys. Not financial advice. Yeah, there's no green dot in the 4-hour yet, so we're still waiting. There's a hidden bearish div on the 1-hour of Bitcoin. Let's check that out, because I did not notice that, so let's check it out. Are you talking about Market Cipher or using the regular RSI? Because I don't really see one on Market Cipher. Let's drill down to a lower frame. I don't really see one, right? A bearish divergence, a hidden bearish div would be where price is coming down, but the momentum is getting higher. I guess if you're looking at it from here to here, yes, that would be a hidden div. Let's go down even lower here. I don't really, honestly, I wouldn't call this a bearish div unless you're using the RSI, which is totally cool. I sound deflated today. I'm a little bit tired. I'm a little bit tired today. I guess I'm not really 100% myself today, am I? Mato's Shoe asks, are we going to see 44K any time of the day? Well, obviously anything's possible. I would not be surprised if we did, just because if this kind of pattern continues on Market Cipher B, if we don't get a move up soon, then we're probably going to get another move down. And if we do get another move down to 44K, that would give us another bullish divergence. And, really the way we could do this is every time we do get a bullish divergence, not financial advice, but it's not necessarily a bad time to take a long, especially if you have your confluence on the lower time frames, right? Look at this here. On the 6-minute time frame, as we were printing the divergence on the 1-hour time frame, the 6-hour time frame is giving us not quite the uneven butt cheeks, but a very clear bullish divergence. The 3-minute time frame also giving us very clear bullish divergence as we're coming up into there. Even the 1-minute time frame, as we're coming to that area, we can see that the money flow is giving us, the money flow is coming up, and we also see that over time the momentum waves are coming up too. So we want to see all the time frames converging, but yeah, I will definitely be looking for another divergence and a lower price for sure. FBI wants to know what's more safe, long or short. Well, the best way to do it is to long and short at the same time. Like I'm still short from 52.8, but I'm still long from 43.6, and whichever one wins is the one I'll stay in, because I've taken profits out of both of them, and whichever one wins out now is the one that I'll stay in, right? I've taken a lot of profits, about 50% of both positions out, right around here. Okay, by the time I noticed what was happening from my short, it was here. And by the time I noticed what was happening from the long, it was here. And so, I've taken about 50% out of both of those positions, and I'm just kind of holding it out, saying, okay, whatever way the price goes, it's going to be a winning trade for me. If it becomes more clear that we're going to come up, then, basically my goal right now is, if we keep printing these bullish divergences, I'm going to keep adding to longs as we come down, as long as the bullish divergences are still printing in separate trades. I'm not going to add to my big old trade that I have, but in separate trades I will do that. And same for shorts, guys. I'm still, I'm looking for long and short positions in here, but I'm not going to just add to my open positions. I like to just start new fresh ones. So XR Pizzle, y'all, is kind of in the same place as Bitcoin and Ethereum as well. Man, Ripple though, Ripple has been really nice as far as the trades go. Ripple has been really, really nice. We were getting this thing here, this triangle back here, and the target of the triangle was somewhere. I think it might have been. I actually forget, but in the Discord here, we were eyeing up a while ago a really nice potential long on Ripple, where we saw this triangle forming here, and the target of the triangle just happened to be down here at a golden pocket, and it was also a value area high and a daily level. And so, this trade was a really nice setup, and I saw it, and a lot of us saw it in the Discord like about a week in advance. And then that was a really nice long. This was the best trade I've actually taken in a while, because of how there was just so much confluence there. And then later on, a few weeks later, we were eyeing up this other short trade right here, where we started to print another triangle, with the target also now being in the golden pocket, which was also a weekly level right up here. And so this was another short that, again, like the setup was already, we knew about it from way in advance, and so I was able to short that Ripple short as well, which is still open. But yeah, shorted from 1.41, took profits around 1.08. Again, because I wasn't trading yesterday, I wasn't able to take profits as low as I could have, but it's still a really, really good trade here. And so as far as XR Pizzle goes, I feel like it's obviously the whole crypto market is moving together. So if one thing is crashing, everything is crashing right now. If we pull out our fib from the high to the low, our next major area of resistance is coming in at about $1.23 to $1.25 right here in this golden pocket, which also we can see historically is just a very well respected level. We can see it acting as resistance here, and then just consolidation right here. We can see it acting as resistance here, support here, support here. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if we just pull out a fixed range. Yeah, obviously we do have a lot of volume coming in there. It is a high volume node. A spike in volume right in there too. A spike in volume right in there. So yeah, it's not a bad place if we're going to look for another short to short from right there. Interestingly enough, if we take a look at where we actually did bounce from, if we do pull out a fib from this swing low to the high, we got to bounce off of that. I'm pretty sure it was the 7.8. Yeah, right around that 7.86 level. It's not too precise. If we have a this daily level right here, we got to bounce off that daily, as well as coming right down to this weekly just front running that weekly level by, a couple fractions of a cent. So we did find some really nice support. We got the same deal. We got the bullish divergence, which did give us a move to the upside now. Not a bad long in any way, right? Like an 8% move. I love trading Ripple because those percentages are just so juicy. But let's see here. Yeah, for me, the next major area of resistance is coming in right around $1.23. And then, of course, we did create a new daily level of resistance up here as well. So if we come above that golden pocket, I say the next area we need to be aware of is $1.39. Those are the two next major resistances for XRP. But of course, if we come down lower, then we got to be looking for the golden pocket down here at about 83 to 86 cents. These are next major resistances that I think we've got, and if we come lower, I think this is our next major area of support, as well as this 786, which is we also cannot ignore the fact that this 786 has been a very well respected level in the past, wicking right up to it, wicking right up to it, wicking right down to it, wicking right up to it, wiki. So yeah, just be aware of those levels too, y'all, if you are trading XRP. So actually, I'm about to do a VIP stream where I go over XRP and Cardano, just basically doing fresh TA, laying out some analysis in the Discord. So if you do want to join the Discord, you can do that by going to patreon.com/Jason Casper. Guys, make sure to like the video, because if we can get this video up to 750 likes, I will be giving away 0.025 Bitcoin. So I don't know if we could do it. Y'all got to call your moms. Y'all got to call your mama. Tell her, hey, mama, come like the vid. And Igor wants to know, how many trades do I take on a month? I used to. I used to take fewer trades in a month, but now that I'm trading full time now, so, and plus being on YouTube and stuff and having the Discord group, I'm just in this more. So I've been taking more trades. I've been taking a lot more trades lately. I prefer to take, honestly, one trade every other week, give or take. One nice trade every other week is the way I make the majority of my profits trading. One good swing trade every other week or so, right? Like the trades, this kind of Ripple trade, these types of trades, this was like from the middle of August until the first week of September. So you're talking like 3 weeks. I took 2 trades for Ripple, and that's all you need, right? And then for Bitcoin, this type of short is not going to come up a lot, right? But when it does, it's nice. So honestly, the best way to trade, in my opinion, is to just wait for those really perfect setups to trade like a brat. Sometimes I get sucked into the feeling of always wanting to be in a trade, especially if I win a lot of trades. Then you get the feeling like there's always something out there, like a hunter going out. He doesn't really need to eat the meat, but he just likes the feeling of getting the kill. So that's kind of like what it gets to be like sometimes for trading. And I find that when I get in that brain space of obsessively looking for trades, it actually makes me trade worse. And you start to get cocky and take bad trades and make bad decisions. But I would recommend it not taking, don't get into the mindset of feeling like you have to find a trade every day. Of course, there's going to be trades every day. But do you really need to take that trade? Is it worth the risk if you can just wait for the perfect setup, So Jared Davies. Do I ever journal? Well, in a lot of ways, my Discord has kind of become my journal. And I used to have a trade journal, and I do not anymore. In a lot of ways, my Discord has become my journal because You know, a lot of times I'm posting the trades that I'm taking in there. And I do oftentimes reverse engineer my trades. Like a lot of times I reverse engineer them anyway without the journal. And so I guess I am mentally keeping a journal. I'm not good with journals. I'm not good with physical paper. I used to do it on an Excel spreadsheet, but the problem is it just got to be too much work and too much time to put it in the journal. And I know it would be beneficial to me to do that, but I don't anymore, unfortunately. How long did it take me to become a profitable trader? Well, it took me a while. I didn't go about it the right way. I didn't start out learning. I started out doing, which is my personality. I learn by doing. And that works in a lot of areas in life, but definitely not in trading. Definitely not in trading. And so after losing a lot and getting really frustrated, I finally realized I need to learn. And so I took a lot of different trading courses. I've taken about 9 trading courses. And there's a feeling that you'll get when you're trading for a while where you actually feel like you can actually do this. And I guess for me it's probably about a little over a year ago when I finally had the feeling of I can actually do this. Basically, once you find your groove of using good risk management and knowing what you're looking for in a trade, I have to be careful how I say this. It becomes much easier for you to be consistent because just mathematically, if you have a strategy that you have back tested and you know, like for example, like check out the video I posted here. A very basic Market Cipher strategy. If you are only taking these types of trades where you can back test, like in this video, this is something you can back test and you can see when this happens, there's an over 80% chance the trade will be a winning trade. So right there, you're loading the dice in your favor. And then on top of that, add in risk management, where even if you lose the trade, it's not going to set you back enough to where you're going to be in a constant uphill battle to make the money back. So if you can mitigate your risk by backtesting a good strategy, and you can mitigate your losses by using good risk management, at the very least, you're not going to lose money, and I'd say you're probably going to make money. But the most difficult thing is actually having the mental discipline to implement the good risk management and only taking those trades that you know are going to be good. Even for me, that's hard. In fact, I would say good risk management covers a multitude of sins. Because, there are times where I enter stupid trades, but the risk management is my safety net. The risk management is the safety net. Do I use liquidation as stop loss, Steve Holloway? I try not to. In fact, I try to always take profit early and then move the stop loss to break even. Because that will make me lose even less. And that's been my strategy right now. Like my number one strategy is try not to lose anything. Also, maybe I'm not doing it right because I also like to find ninja entries, right? Like super good entries. Like the Ripple trades that I took, I pretty much did long the bottom and short the top. So in that instance, I did move the stop loss to my entry and it was still a good trade. I didn't get stopped out. But if your entry is a little bit less, it's a little bit more ambiguous, then you might want to just use liquidation as stop loss. But it's also best to avoid, if you don't want to pay higher fees, move that stop loss. Like if your liquidation is right here, I like to move the stop loss just above it. You know what I'm saying? Just above it. Because if you're risking 1% of your account and you're up in the leverage, I know that the fee is higher when you get liquidated. You'll go to your realized P&L and notice, this is more than I thought it would be. It's because that fee can get a little bit high. What time frame is good for intraday trading? I would like to say that all time frames are good for it, right? We can't just say that one time frame is good. I would say if you're a beginner, the 1 hour is a good place to start. The 424 strategy is a good strategy to use. But just keep in mind too, intraday trading, scalping, swing trading, there's overlap there. So if there's no good swing trades, there also might not be a good scalp either, or a good day trade. A lot of times when it comes to trading, it has to do with finding a level of support or resistance. And so that level is not linked exclusively to one time frame. For example, if I put a line right here at 45.078, well, that level is there regardless of what time frame I go to. So if we're coming down to that level on the 4-hour time frame, we're also coming down to that level on the 1-hour time frame, and we're also coming down to that level on the 12-minute time frame. And so to determine the strength of a potential move that we will get off of that level, that's where we need to take into account multiple time frames. If we're going to look for a long right here because of the bullish divergence that we got, for example, then we need to look at the overall context. And we were longing right here. We'll put a vertical line there. What's the overall context? Well, the overall context is we are, in fact, starting to bottom out on these higher time frames. So you might say to yourself, well, this could actually be a swing trade. This could actually be a swing trade because the 4 hour is about to print a green dot. The 1 hour is printing a green dot. We're getting a bullish divergence. You could say, okay, this could be more than just a scalp, maybe even more than just a day trade, right? But if you're getting this bullish divergence on the 12-minute and the 4 hours printing a red dot, right, or is coming down, then you might say to yourself, well, this is only going to be a scalp. So the intraday trading, stuff like that, I wouldn't focus as much on the time frame as much as the levels, but then go to the time frames to determine how strong of a move you can probably expect. Hope that makes sense. Sanju wants to know about indicator for divergence. It's best to use money flow and momentum waves in tandem, y'all. Shandon Kumar says, I always think that I will enter when the dip comes, but due to FOMO, I did enter too early. Yeah, so this wick would have been, even if I was watching the charts, I would not have caught this. I would not have caught this wick at all because there's just no divergence here. Maybe I would have entered with a small position because we were coming down to such a major level of fib confluence, but that would have gone against my strategy. And so I probably wouldn't have longed there. But, it's best if price is dumping, it's really best to wait for you to have confirmations. When people just say buy the dip, buy the dip, buy the dip, I mean, yeah, that works in a super bully market, but you have to make sure that you're buying the dip in the right place, right? You have to make sure you're buying the dip in the right place. And the way we do that is we do technical analysis and we look at our indicators to determine when is a good time to buy that dip. Because Market Cipher will tell you, when the dip is, right? I mean, or if you're shorting, buy the pump, right? I mean, Market Cipher will tell you when we are losing steam, so that even if, you don't have to use high leverage. I've been using really high leverage lately. I might go back to using lower leverage with more capital, still using good risk management to give myself more playroom. But if you're just seeing things like this, you can go ahead and enter 5x trade using good risk management, not financial advice. And even if we come up a little bit higher from there and get one last stop loss hunt, you'll still be all right. And then, right down here, the safest time to enter would have been when we were getting the bullish divergence down here. So, really just if you're trying to buy dips and short pumps, just look for the divergences on Market Cipher. That'll really help. And if you see divergence in money flow and momentum waves, that's always the strongest trade. In my humble opinion, not financial advice, entertainment purposes only. All right. Well, guys, it's been a good stream. I'm going to have to cut it off. got a small crowd today. I guess we'll have to some other day give away the $1,136.11. Joe Kowski, how many slots are left for the course? I don't really know. I think there's a few left. Yeah, there's a few 30% discount codes left for the course. So get them while they're hot, guys. Hot cross buns. 1 a penny, 2 a penny. CryptoFace would have gone wrecked. He was long $6 million. Wasn't he long last night? I mean, here's the thing. We have to understand that people are always, like, just because somebody goes long and the market dips doesn't mean that was a bad trade, right? CryptoFace is one of the best leverage traders out there, in my opinion. Momentum traders. And, you know, I'm pretty sure he made money on those longs because he longed in this wick, right? But then we came down a little bit more. And, you know, there's always opportunity to long and short. Always. Like, you know, people get upset with me because I'm always trying to short in an uptrend. You know, I was shorting here and shorting here and shorting here. And, like, I was in a lot of shorts during this uptrend, and people were upset with me for it because some of them were very, very scalpy. People were like, what are you doing? But just because somebody's long doesn't mean you can't go short. And just because somebody's short doesn't mean you can't go long. I'm short and long right now. I'm short and long right now. And so I'm rooting for that price to go down, and I'm rooting for that price to go up. You know? Drop it or pump it. I don't care. I don't care. I'll make money either way. That's the position you have to get yourself into. Shout out to Tomif. Shout out to Tardigrade. Yeah, guys, I do pray that everybody is blessed. And so receive this blessing in the Hebrew language. And the purpose of this blessing is that the Lord, the creator of the heavens and the earth, place his name upon you and bless you. Yevarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chunecha. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom b'shem Yeshua HaMashiach Elohei Yisrael, which means in English, may the Lord bless you and protect you, and may he cause his face to shine light upon you, and may he have grace upon you. And may the Lord look upon you, turn his face toward you, and give you peace and wholeness in the name of Jesus the Messiah, the God of Israel. Amen. And do you count the diversions with the wick? Charlie wants to know. It really depends, Charlie. In this instance, I am not counting the wick because it was such a crazy wick. But if we've been trading in an area for a long time, then I will count the wick. But a wick like this, I will not count. But if we go back into history a little bit here, then let's see where I remember a long time ago I was I think I was long somewhere. Yeah, I think like right in here I was long. And in this case I would count the wick, right? In this case I would absolutely count the wick, because we're kind of in that same area. But something like this, I feel like, is less reflective of the actual price of Bitcoin and more reflective of people getting liquidated. We could see that we're still kind of continuing on in a downtrend, even though price came so low here. Nice. So Ethereum's kind of pumping right now, which is good because, let's see what's going on here. Look at this, Ethereum pumps. Man, shout out to everybody who took that 424 setup I posted this morning in the Discord. Because I sure as heck took it, and my trade is currently up right now 13%. So, that's pretty cool, right? 424, man. Ain't no joke. Let's see what we got going on here. Yeah, about... I'm using 15x leverage. So, yeah, I'm going to take some profit out here. Limit it out. Sometimes, man, you just got to go back to simple, good old Market Cipher. You know, it is pretty crazy that, you know, sometimes make sure lock it in a little here, but sometimes you can get so, for me, like wrapped around the axle about TA and ninja entries and all this. Man, sometimes you could just relax and just do some nice 424 kind of stuff and still make some money. You don't have to get the best entries to do well. Aaron Grierson, that was not my thumbnail. That was actually somebody, Panda Productions. Shout out to Panda Productions. Yeah. Oh, thanks, Mark, for using my link for Market Cipher. Yeah, guys, if you want to use my link for Market Cipher, it's in the description. 424 KC. It's a Market Cipher strategy that I use. Yeah. But there's one more thing in here. Oh, a few days from this day here. Yeah. Interesting. It's interesting to reflect at what has happened from this day, and to just think about just the multiple layers of psychological. We cannot wax down that road, but the world's a crazy place, guys. God is in control. May be blessed, and I will see y'all in the next video. Peace.